Namaskar. Welcome to Devakshar. We will continue with the book How to Overcome Mental Tension by Swami Gokulanadaji Maharaj. As you are all aware, we have finished with the first chapter, Stress and the Body-Mind Complex, and we are doing the last part of the second chapter, Role of Higher Values in Resolving Mental Tension. Maharaj further discusses the role of sanskar as the cause of mental tension. There are certain sanskaras in us stored during our previous life according to Hindu thinkers such as Patanjali and Swami Vivekananda. Whatever we are doing now is adding to this store which is often situated in the subconscious region of the mind. We have both good and bad sanskaras in us. Each person is a bundle of shubh, that is auspicious, and ashubh, that is inauspicious sanskaras. If we are inclined towards bad deeds, it shows that the sanskaras we have acquired in the past during this life and in earlier ones are bad. But there is a significant point here which is noteworthy. Our thinkers have declared that since we are given freedom, if we are a prey to bad tendencies, we can undo them by cultivating good sanskaras. As we begin to cultivate good sanskaras, the process of elimination of bad sanskaras goes on simultaneously. In other words, there is every scope of improving ourselves with the help of the free will that has been given to human beings. Hindu thinkers are not fatalistic. They are dynamic, progressive, and their message brings hope to humanity. Another point to note is about environment. We are placed in a congenial environment. Suddenly, in spite of our best efforts, we are swept off our feet by unacceptable emotions. This happens because of the presence of our previous ashubh sanskaras. Having recognized this, we have to exercise our self-effort to overcome them. As has been rightly pointed out, man is the architect of his own destiny. Our approach should be that if I am prone to bad actions at present, I also have something divine in me. If I can tap that resource and undo the evil, it will help me to have a better future. Further, from the Freudian point of view, mental tension is said to be very difficult to overcome unless there is a resolution of the conflict between the unconscious biological urge for pleasure and the imposition of certain amount of control, restraint, and censorship by the superego. To nullify this conflict, we have to cultivate a real religious attitude. But recent reflections on the Freudian school of psychology have propagated the idea that even if all impositions of censorship by the superego are removed, mental tension still remains. They believe that it is not possible to remove the conflict completely, and this is the cause of stress. For instance, if a person takes a TV or other kinds of goods to a jungle to enjoy it where there are no kinds of restraints, he still finds that he is not totally free. He has checks from within. His inner voice tells him that he is disintegrating his self, that he is destroying himself. Unless a person is a brute, this voice will haunt him. Therefore, the ultimate censorship is not external, it is the highest form of censorship, a person's viveka. As a great Swami has said, the voice of consciousness is the voice of God. When there is no outside check, our own mind or something within us tells us what is wrong. Even if we go into the solitude of a jungle to enjoy ourselves and get immersed in degrading pleasures, to plunge ourselves into the lowest abyss, we shall not be free of tensions. In such cases, we have to admit that external factors are not the sole cause of tensions. It is our inherent desires for satisfaction, those impelled by our biological and other urges, that result in tensions. Tensions are also created by a wrong understanding of life in general. Unless we lead a balanced, integrated life and have a right attitude to the meaning of existence, we are prone to mental tensions. It is true that frustration of certain urges causes tension, but the moment we perceive those urges in the right perspective, we shall find a cure to our tension. Mental tension is also common in people who have a strong urge for self-expression. This is a general phenomena in people who develop peculiar behavior patterns when their urge is denied. They take the path of revolt. For instance, if parents place restrictions on their children according to what they feel will benefit the child, the latter always revolts. They feel that their freedom is being unnecessarily curtailed. When the father says, "Don't watch so much of television," the child is inclined to watch more of it. The children resent these impositions of limitations. As they grow older, the urge for self-expression becomes stronger. There are innumerable examples of adolescent children acting contrary to the ideas and ideals of their parents. It is up to the parents to understand the psychological requirements of their children and deal with them accordingly. When children feel that they are always kept under control, thawed or frustrated in their attempt to do anything, they are bound to rebel. This can be averted if the parents are a little tactful. They should sympathize with the children's desire for self-expression and try not to come in their way so that serious trouble is avoided. Unless the urge for self-expression is given a certain amount of scope, it creates abnormalities in the mind. Another factor which causes mental tension is the great emotional urge we call ambition. A person who has an indomitable urge for power, position, or intellectual achievements often finds that he is unable to compete with others to get what he wants, or someone already has what he covets, and he thus becomes very apprehensive. He despairs of getting what he wants and suffers from incurable stress. For instance, take the example of the headship in the various departments of a university. Nowadays, this position is given by rotation, so there is not much trouble. In case this rule is revoked, it will cause unimaginable tension among the professors in the various departments. A person may feel that he has better credentials to occupy the position, but the university authorities are not giving him due recognition for his excellence. In other words, ambition creates unlimited anxiety and tension. One often notices these days that young scholars become mentally sick and disturbed due to excessive ambition. They develop functional ailments and show neurotic behavior. Scholars who are a prey to anxiety and neurosis are the ones who want to go further and further, beating their competitors. When their desires are not fulfilled, they suffer from acute mental tension. In this way, ambition for position, recognition, or appreciation becomes a source of tension. One more item is intellectualism, which can also create tension. Let me explain the term with an example. Suppose a person is born in a family of scholars where everyone is highly educated. Postgraduates and doctorates all have brilliant academic record. But this person is not academically brilliant, though he has a flair for something else. Such a person may think, if I pursue a career of my own choice, what will my family feel? I have been born in a family of scholars. If I do not achieve academic excellence, my life will be miserable. He will thus try to imitate the others and create tension for himself. But he can cure himself if he thinks, I have been born with a different kind of temperament. I have a special aptitude. I will prove my excellence in that field. It is not necessary for me to prove myself academically as good as my father or grandfather. In this way, if he proceeds according to his aptitude, he can have a happy, satisfying, and fulfilling life. Ambition can lead us to overwork, and it is certain that if a person is overworked, he must suffer from tension. A person who has many responsibilities gives himself no time to rest due to overriding ambition or some other motive is constantly under terrible tension. In this way, even the so-called higher values, which are laudable and have social sanction, may result in various types of imbalances leading to great mental stress. Thus we see there are so many aspects to mental tension. In the next session, we will do the third chapter, which gives us some views about mental tension. So stay tuned to Devakshar, subscribe to the channel, share and like the videos. Thank you for watching Devakshar.